Okay, today we are doing a WWE current roster tier list. First time doing a video, so let's just see how this goes and get right into it. First we have Aaron Rourke. Not familiar, so I'm going to put him in the need more context. See, I have great work, obviously means you're doing great stuff right now. Good stuff, doing good stuff. Decent, being, right on the verge of being good. I'm sure you all know what decent means. Could be better, not a fan. Dookie, trash. So, let's get right into it. Adriana Rizzo, not super familiar either. Need more context. AJ Lee, just returned, doing a program with CM Punk, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins. See, I'm recording this right before WrestlePalooza. This is the Friday before. SmackDown has not aired yet either. But that last promo, kinda ass. But her initial debut, awesome, right? So, it's a bit early to call, but I'm familiar with her past body of work, obviously. And I'm going to go decent. Not good stuff, not great work. Maybe it could be better. But that initial pop, I think, deserves decent. You know what? Could be better. Could be better. I want to be a little strict about this, just because we're going to see a lot of names here. AJ Styles. Excellent matches. The Dominic Mysterio stuff going on recently has been great. But feels like he should be doing more. He did that, I guess, dark, not like a dark match, but like a dark promo during commercial break, where he's saying he thinks he should be doing more than he is. And honestly, I could agree with that. I mean, the booking hasn't been amazing for AJ Styles recently, but the program with Dom was good. Every performance he has is great. How could I put him... I can't put him anywhere below the midpoint. I'm going decent right now. Akira Tozawa, excuse me, Jesus Christ. We're going to go for... I don't think he's dookie. He plays his role, but I'm not a fan. I don't think the Alpha Academy gets that much TV time to begin with. I think they did the right thing with Rusev, having that really slow build-up before he got into a real program with Sheamus. And, we haven't seen Akira since that program with Rusev. But he plays his role. Alba Fire. Not a fan. I know a lot of people say she's a great performer, but since I've been watching wrestling again, I have not seen it, quite honestly. And that's because of the situation she's locked in, of course, and she has to wrestle in a suit or whatever it may be. But I'm not too hot on the Chelsea Green happenings right now. And Chelsea Green is hilarious, but I don't know. The Secret Hervis, not doing it for me. Aleister Black. Now this guy, fire. Great stuff. You know what? I got to go... Good stuff. Every match, super exciting. The stuff with Damian Priest right now is really picking up. I hope that it appears on a PLE. Doubtful, because now it's like, unless you're a super top name, chances are you're not going to be on a PLE. But if we could get Aleister Black on one of those lower level PLEs, like second, third match, that'd be great. Alex Shelley, Motor City Machine Guns. I'm going to go Alex Shelley, decent. Decent, yeah. The SmackDown Tag Team division has been great. Don't got too much to say, honestly. I mean, he plays his role. Let's see, Alexa Bliss. Now, the initial pairing with Charlotte Flair, it was exciting. They won the belts, but then it kind of slowed down a lot, right? I don't really know what's going on right now because honestly, I haven't been watching too much SmackDown. I always catch Raw and the PLEs. SmackDown, I'm on and off. Alexa Bliss could be better. Could be better. I want to see her and Charlotte defend the belts. That's what has not been happening. Andre Chase. I know he does the Chase U stuff. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. I don't know. I feel like it could be more funny if they took it more extreme, made it even I don't know, the whole idea is that he snaps and says things. I don't know. I haven't been watching too long, so I've only seen the bits of recency, so I don't really know the context that led to this. Angel. Great in-ring. I was extremely impressed when they won the titles in the first Worlds Collide event. That was awesome. I missed the last Worlds Collide, so say what you will, but I'm going to go and could be better just because I feel like that whole faction El Phantasma or whatever the hell it's called, it could have more going on. I feel like the personalities are a bit suppressed in that group, even though they do great in-ring work. Angelo Dawkins. Oh. I think just being in that SmackDown, I'll say decent. I think the Street Profits were great with the title. I think the White Six having it now makes the most sense. It's the big bad. Do I think they're going to win it back? Probably not. I see maybe a Fraxium, maybe hard to say, but Angelo Dawkins, I'm decent. Apollo Crews, I really have to need more context because he hasn't been on television since I've returned to watching. So, Aria Bennett, I don't really watch Evolve, truthfully. Ariana Grace, is she Santino Marella's daughter? I saw her in a program on TNA. Still, I think I need more context. Asuka. We'll go with... We're going to move Asuka to decent, right? Not super crazy about them putting her back with the Kabuki Warrior stuff, right? I think Asuka should be in the singles division primarily as almost a top heel because you don't have Liv Morgan right now. She could fill that role. Yeah, not crazy about that, but the inner workings of her relationship with Io Sky and Kairi Sane right now, been loving that. The beef with Rhea potentially, she's just been going off on everybody. It's fun. So, decent. I think there could be more there, but decent enough. I'm satisfied enough to where it gets decent because it's decent work. Austin Theory. It's got to be Dookie right now, and I don't dislike Austin Theory, but the way the handlings of the breakup of A-Town Under, or is that even what they're called? I don't know. That was handled so poorly, and he's been written off television ever since that, so it just felt really poorly executed, the whole, everything around it. Axiom, I know they're a part of the SmackDown Tag division. But I honestly, by the way they first appeared, I thought they would carry more momentum to them, and it kind of felt like they were swept under the rug when the Wyatt Six returned. And don't get me wrong, they've been involved in these matches and these plot line, for lack of a better term. The SmackDown tag team isn't super heavy on plot, but I feel like Axiom and Nathan Frazier have been getting the sorry end of the stick in that division just based on recent happenings. BFAB, I need more context. Bailey. Okay. I'm not a fan of the crazy Bailey stuff. And I thought, I don't know, when the Lyra Valkyria Becky Lynch feud was happening, it feels like Bailey was kind of being like shoehorned in. I think she should have been left behind. I don't think she should have appeared at the SummerSlam PLE either. Yeah, not a fan. And the crazy stuff, I don't know. It's a little corny to me. And I know wrestling is fun and corny. Like, that's the appeal of it. But something about this specifically rubs me the wrong way. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think it's weird. Becky Lynch. First person going into great work. Honest to God, since she's returned and won the belt, this is the most... Becky Lynch has been consistently one of the most entertaining things about watching Monday Night Raw. Without a doubt. So, great work. If you've been watching, I'm sure you would completely agree. Berto. Could be better. I think when Berto was feeling some type of way... All right, so before they went down to Worlds Collide, it seemed like they were going to break up the group, and Berto was struggling to get along with... I can't remember his name right now. The leader of their faction. Yeah. But yeah, I think he should have got that breakaway from that. If they were going to go in that direction, Santos Escobar. I think they should have, because they could win the tag team titles over in AAA without having Santos Escobar there. I mean, they would have... It's not like he's in any of the matches. I understand that he's the leader of the faction, but they should have broke that off, used that momentum to win the belt, and then, have Escobar go on a solo run. That's what I would have done. But, could have been better. Not horrible, though, but whatever. Bianca Belair. Decent. I mean, amazing matches. The stuff with Rhea and Io earlier in the year have been great. Obviously, she's been out for a while. I believe injury, right? Yeah. So, yeah, we'll go decent Bianca Belair right now. Blake Monroe has been on NXT for a few months now. Decent. I mean, she plays the gimmick, her part, exactly how it should be played. Her Jordan Grace beef. Fun stuff. Let's see. Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. I'm actually gonna go good stuff. Now, a lot of people will probably be confused about this because it's not this immediate thing that's happening. I am appreciating the slow build, them taking time. Because sometimes when these pushes are overdone, I like him as the big bad boss, sitting on his chair, just watching the Wyatt Six win the tag team division. I think that works right now. And, I think it's going to lead into, obviously, Uncle Howdy's going to have to wrestle at some point. But I just love what they're doing with him character-wise. keeping him to a minimum. It's working. See, he could shoot all the way down to Dookie if they fumble the Wyatt Six. But right now, him as that bad guy, slowly, just in the background, it works for me. And, he still gives me the chills when I see him. Love the character, love the mask. I'm a fan. We got Brad Taylor. Need context. Same for Braxton Cole. Brinley Reese. Need context. Brock Lesnar. Okay. I'm going to say not a fan right now, just because of the... not a fan. That's a little harsh. It could be better. It could be better because Brock alone, the name holds weight. They don't need to overextend story with Brock Lesnar. He is the story. It's baked in. This is John Cena's retirement run. We all know why he's facing Brock Lesnar. There's history there. I thought the stuff with R-Truth was pretty funny. Some people were like, it's a little stupid, and him and John Cena keep appearing on different shows. Whatever. I think it could be executed better, but because SummerSlam, that initial moment, I said, holy shit, out loud watching it. I was in shock. So, it could be better. It could be better. It's not horrible. It's not dookie. It's not shit, right? So it could be better. Braun Breaker. Good stuff. Good stuff from Braun Breaker. I think the vision, this whole thing that has been accumulating, I think they need more wins, especially Bronson Reed. He really needs some wins, but Braun Breaker has clearly been the breakout, the Randy Orton of the faction, the young star that's being elevated right now. Or Batista. I don't know. I see Bronson Reed more of a Batista because he's more of the muscle of the group. So Braun Breaker, I think he's the Randy Orton, comparing to Evolution, of course. And I think they're doing good stuff. I really hope the Vision wins at this upcoming PLE WrestlePalooza. Pretty silly name. But yeah, I'd like to see them win. Bronco Nima. Nope. Need more context. Bronson Reed. I think it has to go could be better. I understand why he lost to Roman Reigns, but from him stealing the shoes and the Shulafala, and that was great. That was actually exciting. Because, I don't know, it's more resemblant of the real world, you get your ass beat, somebody takes your shoes, I was enjoying that aspect. But they took it away way too quickly, and the Vision needs wins. I mean, these tag team matches at the end of Raw haven't exactly been exciting, with the Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision in some form or another. We're finally going to get the culmination of that at WrestlePalooza. They need to win. Have the Vision win. Beat the Usos. Just build them up more, because Bronson Reed needs it more than anybody. Don't know who this is. Brooks Jensen. Sorry, man. Brutus Creed. I gotta go Dookie. Just because the Creeds, I feel like, they have not done anything significant with at all. Even the meaningless Raw Tag Team titles, they could have just thrown it on them just for something on their resume this year. But since Chad Gable's gone, American Made has been off television. Make what you will of that. Bryce Donovan. Need more context. Candice LeRae, honestly, all she's really done, she had a great ladder spot at SummerSlam. I'm doing this all in one take because I'm not editing. So if I'm taking a sip of seltzer, bear with me. But Candice LeRae, I don't know. Not enough. I need more context. I really do. Cappuccino Jones? Is that this guy's name? I don't know. Need more context. Carly Bright, no idea. Sorry. Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes is doing decent work. He's doing decent work. Honestly, I could lean into could be better, but for the position that they put him in, he is doing the best he can with it. I think this Miz, it needs to be broken up. I want to see Carmelo Hayes have that U.S. championship. Is he supposed to fight Sami Zayn tonight? I don't know, probably. And if he does, Sami Zayn is likely going to win. But Carmelo Hayes, I'd like to see him get the win. I think you could put Sami Zayn in the main event scene right now, something for Seth to do after this CM Punk, AJ Lee thing. Carmelo deserves it. Every time he's on TV, you get excited seeing Carmelo Hayes because you know he's going to put on an amazing performance. It's just the booking has not been there. It's not been that great. But it's been decent enough to keep me invested. Chad Gable. Chad Gable, everything he's done this year, good stuff, man. I mean, the match at Worlds Collide against El Hijo del Vikingo, great stuff. Very funny backstage. I've always liked the El Grande Americano thing. I think it's hilarious. When it first happened, I thought it was hilarious because it's just so stupid. This is the type of goofy shit I like. You know, not Bailey going crazy and hearing voices in her head. Chad Gable dressing up as a luchador. That's funny to me. I enjoyed it. It's a shame he got injured because he's been doing so much before that. I'm going to put him in good stuff. Big fan of Chad Gable's work this year. Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Okay. So, I started watching NXT again at a weird time because the Stacks versus Tony D'Angelo thing, I kind of caught, the end of it. And obviously, you know, it's a whole mafia thing they're doing. Love mafia movies. But I do think the whole D'Angelo family thing it feels a little silly in the context of wrestling. I think it's cool they tried this gimmick. I'm just going to say, Stacks, not a fan. I'm not a fan of the... I don't know, maybe if I saw it more when it was building up. This is just my opinion. This doesn't mean anything to anybody. But putting him in, not a fan. Chantel Monroe, I don't know. Charlie Dempsey, I know it's his character, but I just I just don't like... I get annoyed when I see him on TV. Maybe that means he's doing a good job at being a dickhead leader of the No Quarter Crew. But I'm annoyed when I see Charlie Dempsey, so I'm putting him in Dookie. That's an emotional response to seeing him on this, but it's... I don't know. Also, I'm not too big a fan of the group to begin with, and him losing... He loses every match I see him in, essentially, except for when that other guy was leaving the group. Not Miles. Somebody was leaving the group after him, and he won that match. I don't know. Not crazy about any... Honestly, I don't like it. Charlotte Flair. Okay. I'm going with could be better because there's been a lot of ups and downs with Charlotte Flair this year. At first, probably would have put her not a fan, but then the Alexa Bliss stuff was good. But now it's slowed down again. They're not really doing anything with that plotline. But when it started, it was fun. It was different seeing Charlotte Flair play a different role. It was something we didn't really see before. So for that alone, I'll go could be better. It's not bad, it just could be better. Chelsea Green. I guess decent, right? Because she is the leader of a very funny faction, and the stuff with Selena Vega when she got her nose broke or whatever it may be, that was really funny stuff. And her being the inaugural, I don't know how to say that word, the first Women's United States champion, that's a big deal. That's always going to be in the record books for as long as this title. So it's been a great year for Chelsea Green. I just think the storylines have not been, I said it with Alba Fire, but they haven't been there. They feel dragged out and with no substance, like same matches on repeat. And you have these problems with these lower level factions where they just, even the higher level factions, they're doing it with the Vision right now. They just pump out the same fucking match all the time, and every time somebody beefs with somebody from the faction, they have to fight everybody else in the faction. I don't know. Could be better. But I'll go decent. She's had a great year. Chris Sabin. The Motor City Machine Guns, they've been doing decent work. The SmackDown division has been exciting. They're not the primary focus, but they play their role. Always super electric in-ring performers. So, yeah, decent. Okay, good stuff. I'm going to put CM Punk in good stuff. I was thinking about it, but honestly, he's had a great year. He won the big belt, mind you, only a few minutes, but that angle, one of the best angles of the year. Seth Rollins walking down, and at first you're like, oh, wait, he's going to cash in? But then you're like, wait, he has the crutches. He was just doing like a, I have it, reminder, I have the money in the bank, I'm waiting for you. But then he dropped the crutches. That was great. And the fight with Gunther before that was amazing. The fight with John Cena before that was amazing. The feuding with Seth Rollins at the beginning of the year, the steel cage match they had, really great stuff. And this AJ Lee thing, it's exciting. I haven't, been super in love with the angle, but it is exciting. CM Punk's been a part of a lot of exciting stuff this year. Pretty much everything he's done has been exciting. I'm going to go good stuff. I think it could be better. I feel like if we got a heel CM Punk, that would be great work because that's where he really shines. This is good stuff. Cody Rhodes. I feel like it could be better. Just as I was not watching last year. I didn't see the ascension of Cody Rhodes. I'm seeing this year of Cody Rhodes. And the dude is barely around. Him winning the King of the Ring tournament, I feel like, was the best thing going on this year. And that build up to a Randy feud, that was great. But him holding the title, he barely makes appearances. And the whole time between him losing it and getting it back, I felt like, I don't know, there just wasn't enough happening. He's so rare on television. Honestly, I'm almost debating need more context. That's how little Cody Rhodes you get this year. I know he's filming Street Fighter, and, you know, they wrote him off TV after the Drew Claymore into the announce table. He's going to be fighting at WrestlePalooza, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Cruz del Toro. Need more context. Cutler James. He's one of the guys from Dark State. Not one of the ones that stand out. Not Osiris. So, need more context. Damian Priest. I'd say good stuff. I mean, his feud with Aleister Black right now is great. His, stuff with Drew McIntyre was great. And they actually gave him the win in that rivalry, the concerto shot, and then walking out of the cage, which I hated that. But Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary made that moment way better because of his disdain for that to happen. And I felt that. I don't know, Damian Priest has played his role well. And I think he's due for a big push. Maybe if Drew beats Cody, you get Damian Priest in a championship program. That'd be exciting. Dante Chen. I need more context. I'm also going to put Dion Lennox, need more context. Maybe I could just drag a few of these guys. Reiko Knox. Don't know. Wait, Dookie. He's in that fucking weird tag team. I don't like those guys. Dookie. Who else could I just move real quick while we're doing this? Don't know. It's Gal. Ilya Dragunov needs to be and need more context. He's not even been on television. I saw one match with this guy. I just randomly turned on Evolve once. But still, you can't. Jackson Drake, I don't know. Hate to do this. I know Izzy Dame is on NXT all the time. I guess I just tune out mentally. Not sure. Who else? Joaquin Wilde. I don't know. He's with the LWO, right? Some of these guys just, you don't see them often. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to put the need more context at the top of the tier list, because it's just going to pile up and kind of block everything, and I'm going to have to scroll back and forth for it the whole time. So we have it like this now. All right, Dexter Lumis. He's been pretty good. The obviously tag team champion right now. I think decent. You got to go decent. The Wyatt Six, their presence has been great. Dexter Lumis, I'd say, is the more exciting performer of the two, with Wayne Gacy. And they're doing a good job with their title defenses. I'm glad they were added to the last PLE Clash in Paris. They got a match in there against the Street Profits. That was just a good filler match to have, but having them on PLE, just getting that appearances, it's good. I've been a fan of the Wyatt Six since their return. Dexter Lumis, decent. Now, how could I put Dominic Mysterio anywhere but great work. Triple A belt holder, Intercontinental. Every program has been fun. They're taking their time with the Judgment Day split. Everything's been great work. If you're watching, you're entertained by Dom right now. The AJ Styles stuff was hilarious. Dom is funny. Love his stuff. Pretty good in ring. Something about, I don't know how to describe it, but the way he moves, it's almost like a feather. I don't know. It's very light. I feel like I don't feel the impact. Like even on the way I see it with other people on the roster. You don't got to be Sheamus or Braun Breaker, but I don't know. All of his moves look pretty soft. But besides that one odd niche complaint I have, he's doing great work. Great work. Dragon Lee, it could be better. Now, the reason it could be better, we're getting a lot of start-stop appearances on TV. If you want to push Dragon Lee, get him into a mid-card program. It just feels weird. He disappears for months, puts on amazing performances. Every time he's on TV, Dragon Lee is a must-see act. But we're not doing anything character-wise, story-wise. It could be better. It could be a lot better, honestly. But I am a fan, so I'm not going to put him in not a fan. But it just could be better. I'd like to see a lot more out of Dragon Lee. Drew McIntyre, Good stuff. For obvious reasons, All the feuds he's had is great. Even his outside of WWE, this is a little bit cheating, but his promotional game on podcasts and interviews, the dude is great. Social media, he's funny. El Grande Americano. Now this is an odd one, but I'm putting El Grande in good stuff, even when he got changed to Ludwig Kaiser, and now there's like 3 of them. I've enjoyed every second of it. I don't care. Get mad at me. It's funny. It fills that piece of wrestling for me. This entire year, El Grande has been serving a purpose for me as a fan, to laugh. I laugh every time I see it, so I'm putting it there. Eric Rowan. I'm going to go decent, just a notch below Uncle Howdy, because they're doing a similar thing. Obviously, Eric Rowan's a lot more intimidating, but he's also like the enforcer, and I know he's not the big bad at the end because Uncle Howdy's there, but he does feel, him and Nikki Cross both don't exactly have something to do right now, but their presence is felt. I'll go decent. Eric. I gotta go Dookie, man. There's something that is not clicking with the War Raiders. It's just not clicking. I think they're not letting them express their personality enough. They play too much on the gimmick and the chant. They're not over, And I don't see them getting over in this manner. Something needs to change with these guys. Seriously. Okay. Ethan Page. Ethan Page has been doing I almost want to put him in great work. I'll do it. I'll put him in great work. Ethan Page has been hilarious and conniving as a heel. Even there was one episode of NXT, he hops on commentary, Riot. Great stuff, plays the part well, looks the part, holding the North American belt. I think this has been he's been standout this year, Ethan Page, and his matches at, the AAA events, been great. I think you could do anything with Ethan Page, and he'll be good in that role. I'm very impressed. Let's see. Fallon Henley going to have to... not enough context. Just not overly familiar. I don't know. Finn Balor. Ugh. It pains me to put Finn Balor in could be better. I know they're waiting to pull the trigger on the Dominic Mysterio plotline. Give Finn something to do. In the meantime, defend your belts. This title reign has been awful, but Finn backstage alone has done enough for me to not put him in the not a fan category. Does it suck that he loses every match? Yeah, but he puts on great matches, and even though this Judgment Day collision course has been on a very slow trajectory, I do like the direction it's going in. But something needs to change with Finn Balor, because this could be better, but I am a fan. And I love the in-ring work he's done all year. The matches with AJ Styles on television have been great. And who else has he fought? I don't know. Julia. Not a fan. This has been like the worst U.S. title run I've ever seen. And we had Chelsea Green and Selena Vega before that. So we've only had 3 title reigns. But this has been the least TV time out of all of them. Aren't you supposed to be elevating Julia? She's been great in ring. The initial NXT invasion thing when her and Roxanne were coming up, that was good. But it's just been like... This feels like you're waiting on something, as opposed to a Finn Balor, where you're waiting on something, but you know it's coming and it's going to be good, with the Dominic Mysterio payoff. This, I am waiting for it to be good, but there's no clear direction. I don't know what they're doing with her. It feels like a title with zero pedigree attached to it. I thought when they gave Julia the belt, they'd have her clear the mid-card. That's what they should be doing. They did have her fight Michin, but that was like a one-off, and it took like a month and a half to even get that fight. She should be defending this belt every other week on television. Come on. Grayson Waller. This won't make sense, but I think it's funny. I'm going decent, because obviously the 8-town under whatever the hell, that sucked. But Grayson Waller coming out of it to be with the New Day, he's funny. He's really funny. I like the petition he's having everybody sign to get Penta's move banned. I think the New Day looking like kind of down on him, but also accepting him into the group temporarily at least. It's been funny. Their dynamic is great, but he hasn't exactly done anything great. But I think him and Austin Theory, when they were doing that mini program with Sheamus, that's where it should have really ended. It sucks Austin Theory got injured, because they could have done it right then and there, and it would have worked. Gunther. Gunther. How can I put him anywhere besides great work? Everything by Gunther this year has been exciting. It's been big. All of his matches have a big feel. His presence is big. Even the program with Pat McAfee, I was kind of rolling my eyes, but I ended up enjoying that program. I really did. I love the work he's been doing. Can't wait for him to get back. That last match with CM Punk, great. Honestly, I wish Gunther still had the belt, you know what I mean? I like him with the belt. He's a great final boss. Hank Walker. Maybe I started watching NXT at the wrong time because I think it's Dookie. I don't like the Hank and Tink shit. It does nothing for me. Ivar, Dookie, Ivy Nile. Great performer. I want to go could be better instead of just not a fan. Because honestly, her leading the Creed brothers, they should be doing something with her leading while Chad Gable is injured, but they haven't. But the amount of potential I see, I think Ivy Nile should get involved in the United States Championship program. Or maybe what else do you do with her? Do you put her in a tag team? You can't have her go for the Intercontinental right now. Not sure. Honestly, I might have to go. Nah, because I do like Ivy Nile as a performer, so I'm not going to go and not a fan, because if you're not a fan, I almost feel like you're doing something that's either bothering me or I haven't been impressed this year yet. Ivy Nile, I've been impressed by her in-ring work, so I can't put her in not a fan. Io Sky. I gotta go. Good stuff. Who am I kidding? Great work. Yeah. Every match is super exciting. I think some of her promotional stuff... You know what? I'm going good stuff. And here's why. It's not Io Sky's fault, but they did such a disservice. That was one of the worst championship reigns I've ever seen. Not because the matches were bad. Every match was just against Rhea Ripley. It never evolved from that, and that's on WWE. But I think Io Sky might have had the best female wrestler, honestly, one of the best champions of the year. Could have had one of the best years, period. But WWE, when she held the belt, did nothing with her. So I can't put it in great work because of that. Jacob Fatu, you gotta put him in good stuff. He's exciting. Really exciting. But the stuff with Sami Zayn didn't make sense. And him losing the belt that quickly, I didn't like that either. And the ending of the cage match with Solo Sikoa. Wasn't a fan of that either. I think he's been in a couple mid-programming, but his match at WrestleMania against LA Knight, I thought that was great. I've been a fan of his in-ring work always. He looks great in the ring. And he's an exciting character. I think he could be in great work if we really round out the year with some good feuds, but yeah, I don't know. Programming could be better. JC Jane. I feel like I gotta go decent. Yeah. It's exciting she held both belts, but lost the TNA belt really quick. She does feel like a weak champion, and I know that's kind of the gimmick. She's protected by her faction, but she's a great performer and talker on the microphone. and her holding both belts is a big deal. You know what? Now I just got to go decent, because the work that we see is not equivalent to the resume they push. Jade Cargill, I think you gotta go. Good stuff. Now, I'm not a fan of a lot of the matches she's done against Tiffany. That was kind of all right. The match against Asuka in the Queen of the Ring finals, it was also just kind of all right. But Jade has been in very good storylines this year. We've seen her almost catapult to near superstardom. She's like right on that verge. And I don't know. I feel like good stuff is the right place to be with this, though. It just feels like the right spot. Maybe I should breeze through a couple of these. I mean, Jada Parker. Not enough context, honestly. Sorry. Just don't pay that much attention, I guess. I don't know. I'm very on-off with NXT. Jasmine Nix. She's a part of that clique with JC Jane, but I really couldn't. Is she? She is, right? I don't know. Maybe we bring this back down in temporarium while we sort it out again, because we've cleared a couple names. Let's get some Gintala, Jordan Oasis, God only knows, Kylie Ray, Kit Wilson. He's another one in that group. Okay. Kiana James could also go and needs more context. I don't really know what she does besides follow around Julia. Kendall Gray? I don't know. See, I don't even think I could properly rank Kalani Jordan, even though she's featured on TV a lot. Keanu Carver. Carmen Petrovic. Kale Dixon. Don't know. Sorry, Lucian Prince. Meechan's not on TV enough, nor is Maxine Dupree. I really don't know what I'd say about... Actually, you know what? I know what I'd say. Built a bit of filtering. Bear with me. No Amdar, sorry. You got back and then you disappeared again. Let's see. Don't know you. Don't know who you are, but don't really know. Lince Dorado. Couldn't tell you. Lash Legend. Sorry. Don't know what I'd do. Luca Cristofino. Okay. We could put Sean Spears, because I really don't know. Sean Legacy. No clue, honest to God. Let's see. Wow. I've been recording for 55 minutes. Look at that. Let's see. Maybe I break this into 2 videos because this is a lot. We'll do one more. We'll do a few more. We'll do a few more. Jasper Troy. You know, we haven't got a lot of Jasper Troy, but I like him. I'll go decent, just because for him to get that first season win of LFG, that's what it's called, right? LFG? I don't know. Him to do that, go immediately to NXT, and do that small program with Obafemi, but I was excited. The dude looks great. Big dude, cool look. I like it. I think it's a really good start to a career. Shows a lot of promise. JC Mateo. Not a fan. I'm not familiar with Jeff Cobb's work outside of the WWE, but when he was coming in, there was a lot of excitement. And I don't know if it's a failing on WWE's part or just a lack of personality being shown. I don't know what's happening. I have not been the biggest fan of Solo's group. It kind of sucks. I don't know. Not a fan. Not Dookie, because he's good in ring. A little slow. It could be a little more exciting, because I know he has those dynamic moves, but I want more. Not a fan. JD McDonough, also not a fan. Not in love with what JD McDonough's done. And unlike Finn Balor, you know, you don't have that career prior to what's happening right now with the tag team championships. I mean, Finn Balor, big fan of his in-ring work and, in general. JD McDonough, I don't have that same, I guess, feelings towards. That's a pretty weird way of saying it, but I don't have that same enthusiasm. Javon Evans. Gotta put him in good work. Good work. Good stuff. Javon Evans is exciting. If he gets the belt by the end of the year, great work. If they move Obafemi up to main roster and give Javon that payoff, I can't put him there yet, but Javon Evans is so exciting to watch. You know what? It's my video. He's the most entertaining in-ring performer on NXT. And his match against, was it Josh Briggs recently? Amazing performance. Jesus Christ. This guy, the way he jumps, which, that sounds like a silly concept, but the excitement he's able to convey into his moves, super great. So yeah, I'm putting Javon Evans in great work. Sue me. And we'll wrap it off there. We'll pick up the tier list again at Jey Uso and the Jimmy Uso. And we'll rank the rest of these roster members. So yeah, I'm going to cut it before we get to an hour, just so my phone could even handle it. Thank you for watching. Tune in for the next episode. Bye-bye.